Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to welcome you to a presentation that I will start with a question. And that is, are you a prime target for creative destruction? Scary thought, no? Well, the reality is, let me put it on in a more positive spin. There was an Austrian-American economist named Joseph Schumpeter who lived from 1883 to 1950. And he considered entrepreneurs, such as yourself, as the lifeblood of our economy, of all economies for that matter. And it doesn't matter if you're a third generation business person in your operation, or if you're a startup operation, the same rules apply. He believed that it was entrepreneurs who were pushing the business cycles through the economy via capitalism. So creative destruction, let me define that for you. It's actually entrepreneurs continually disrupting, if you will, the economic stasis. It makes it possible to do things like this blog that I wrote this as the basis for this video. And you know what? They're not possible with somebody not having disrupted the old system of just sending letters. Because otherwise I would just be mailing this out to one person and hoping that she passed it on to her neighbors who would then pass it on to others. Because remember, without disruption, without creative destruction, we don't have copying machines, we don't have fax machines, we don't have the internet. So let's take a look at creative destruction, and I'll give you an example. In a recent client meeting of mine, we came across an employee who apparently had developed a real attitude. Well, he seemed to know more than the foreman, and to go a little further, he even knew more than the owners. And he was absolutely defiant in his work procedures. In fact, the big mistake he made was he was defiant even on video. I don't know if he thought he was becoming a movie star or what, but it was not good for his case moving forward. So initially, I thought to myself, this looks like one thing, a cost-cutting opportunity. But I got to thinking further about it, and after spending some time on the issue, I did a combination of Dan Heath's concept of upstream thinking. Instead of putting out fires, such as just firing this guy, for example, we did some thinking about upstream thinking in conjunction with Joseph Schumpeter's concept of creative destruction. And you know what? There were some really positive changes that came out of that. To give you a little background, this client's labor cost was probably about 30% higher than it should have been. And so we had to ask the question, how can we control it and in fact change it without just chasing the issue, putting out fires again, if you will? I thought to myself, that's a good question. Their labor totaled, on this segment of their business anyway, totaled about $171,000 a year. And with workers' comp, benefits, overtime that was incurred, and corporate taxes they had to pay, it totaled up to about $225,000 a year. That's the bad news. But don't worry, I have some good news for you. If we automated this, we could do so for about $2.1 million. And the reality is, if we took away that $225,000, we could repay this $2.1 million in, let's say, 9 to 10 years. But wait, there's more good news. If we automated it, this automation would allow us to increase their throughput of their operation by about a minimum of, I would say, 20%, all at the same cost. So now, folks, we suddenly have a payback period that has been reduced to about 8 years. Having gone through this process, I will tell you that the impact on the remaining employees and productivity was super positive. So also, I will point out that there's no workers' comp on this robotic automated system. There's no vacation pay. There's no overtime because it doesn't charge overtime. And the benefits, the cost of the benefits, which are increasing every year, are also zero. So what's not to like about this? To combine Joseph Schumpeter's creative destruction concept and Dan Heath's upstream thinking in the same concept, in the same innovation, I have to ask you one question. What innovations do you have available to you today that can help boost productivity of your business? Please let me know if I can help you. It's what we call the Success Strategies Advantage at Success Strategies Incorporated. I'm John Ellsworth, the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated, and I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you.